All right, assalamu alaikum. We're back. Let me pull the slides again. And let's continue where we stopped. So come on, people, join in using the same URL. Let me wait for a few seconds so that everybody joins in. So we had around 14 people. We've got 11 people back. So in terms of the speaking, like I said, a good trainer actually knows what kind of topics are normally, given in the speaking test, right? All right, Zainab, I'm gonna answer your question towards the end, inshallah. All right, let's go through these first, and then I'll entertain all your questions, inshallah. So yeah, there are certain topics that you can prepare, but never memorize any answers. That's the worst you can do to yourself. You should never memorize any writing samples that you get on the internet. You Google different answers and then you just kind of memorize them. Don't do that, please. You need to be natural while you're speaking or while you're writing as well. Now let's get into the assessment criteria. You see, if somebody gets a 9 band score in IELTS, which is possible, it's not like people don't get 9, they do get 9. 9 is possible, okay? So people do get band score 9. It's something that is doable. So 9 is an expert user. Okay, then you get the very good user, which is band 8. A lot of people in the subcontinent normally get 7 to 7.5 easily. I mean, it's not really tough to get a band score 7 or 7.5. In fact, if we're a little more careful and if we work on improving our general English, getting band score 8 overall is not a big deal. It's actually beyond 8 that's tough. So we get all of this. You see different users. People in the subcontinent normally don't get under 6. We normally go between 6 and 7.5. And in terms of, you see, the breakdown of the different modules of the test. Let's look into this. The listening test, we just looked at it, that it has 40 questions, right? How are they really graded? You do get a raw score, okay? And in terms of writing as well, you see the writing, when you write task 1 or task 2, it's broken down into different parts. So you're given your band score according to your task achievement for task 1 and task response in task 2. And then you need to make sure that you have coherence and cohesion and lexical resources good and grammatical range and accuracy is really good. Now, all these different criteria, I don't have time to get into the detail of these, but simply put, these have to do with what kind of sentences that you write. For example, in the grammatical range and accuracy, which is the last one on for the writing criteria here, if you only write simple sentences or maybe some compound sentences, you're going to get a low band score for the grammatical range and accuracy. But if you have a variety of sentence structures, for example, you have simple, complex, compound, complex, and maybe here and there some if clauses, relative clauses and all, then you are likely to have a higher band score for grammatical range and accuracy. Right? So in the same way, you need to understand what are these things. What is lexical resource? It is the vocabulary, the collocations, the words that you use. Coherence and cohesion, how logically arranged your answer is, how organized it is, what kind of logical devices have you used, what kind of transition words have you used, so on and so forth. So all of that is included. In terms of speaking again, You need to be not only fluent, but you have to be coherent in your speech. Your vocabulary has to be good. Again, your grammatical range and accuracy has to be good as well. You need to be able to use different tenses, some idioms here and there, different types of sentence structures while you speak, and you have to sound like you're speaking naturally and not in like a robotic monotone, right? You shouldn't sound like a robot, or you shouldn't even speak Shakespearean language. It has to be natural English language that is spoken. Pronunciation is important. Accent, however, is not important. If you have, let's say, Punjabi accent or some Saudi accent or Khaliji accent, or you've got some Keralite accent, whatever that is, it doesn't matter. The pronunciation has to be correct. Yeah. In terms of the listening, again, if your raw score, if you answer 35 questions out of 40, you will get band score 8. I mean, you can make 5 mistakes for your listening test and still get a band score 8. Isn't that like good enough? For general training reading, the criteria are a bit tough. You can only make 2 mistakes if you want to achieve band score 8. In order to achieve band score 9 in the general training IELTS reading, you need to have only 1 mistake. If you answer 39 correct questions out of 40, then you get band score 9 in IELTS general training. However, when we look at the academic IELTS, I'm going to look into it. You see, you can compare the two. So the academic IELTS, the passages are longer and a little more challenging compared to the general training reading passages. They're shorter and they're not as challenging, but you see the criteria are a bit tougher. I hope this makes sense, right? Does it? I need some response because I've been rambling. Does this make sense? Both of these, the comparison between academic reading and the general training reading. All right, good. So people who are preparing for the academic reading, please keep in mind, if you want to achieve band score 8, you do have the margin to make 5 mistakes. You can make 5 mistakes and still get away with band score 8. That's not bad, right? So you can do it, inshallah. Band score 7, which a lot of people want to achieve, you see, it's not that bad. You can make 10 mistakes. 10 mistakes and you get away with band score 7 for academic IELTS, and 8 mistakes general training, and you still get away with band score 7. So you can keep that in mind. It's a valuable information. Nobody's going to give that. Keep that in mind. Let's move on. This horrible looking thing, I can send it to you, inshallah, if you attend until the end. I will send it to you. You don't have to read everything on this band descriptor, but it's important if you really are looking for a band score 7.5 or above, look at the band score descriptors for the bands 7 and above. You know, it's important to go through all these bullet points under every single criterion. I don't have the time to explain all of these. I will send you these if you are interested and if you are with me up until the end. However, if you join my course, inshallah, which I'll be announcing later in the coming up days, soon, inshallah, then we go through these in detail in my courses. It's very important that we go through these because you see, this is the key to lock it. This is the key to lock your test. If you understand the band descriptors for writing and for speaking, there's nothing stopping you from getting a good band score if you have good English proficiency already. Now, if you don't have good English proficiency already, just understanding the strategies, tips, and tricks and hiring a good trainer wouldn't really help you, I tell you that. I will try to send the recording to people who attend the complete masterclass, inshallah. Yes, I will try to send. Hopefully, I don't have any glitches for the recording. And then I will upload them to my YouTube channel as a private link. So only those people who would have the link will be able to see the recording, inshallah. So you see, writing has these band score band descriptors for task 1, and these are band descriptors for task 2. A little bit similar. but not exactly the same. And we need to be very careful about understanding these and really, really preparing according to these bullet points. If you can crack this code, you will inshallah do great. There's no doubt about it. Now, let's look into these, as much as I can in this quick masterclass. What is task achievement and response when it comes to the writing? So it basically means, in very, very, very simple words, do you answer the questions fully? Like, have you answered the question completely? Did you write enough words, and did you use enough vocabulary according to the topic? Did you cover the main points of the question? Do you have a clear position in your task 2, for example? For the coherence and cohesion part, do you organize your ideas into paragraphs, and did you connect them using linking words? Are they logically connected? Is your vocabulary relevant? Is it appropriate? Is it academic? You're not supposed to write words like cool and awesome and, nothing from the slang and nothing from, this informal vocabulary. And grammatical range and accuracy, as I already mentioned, it has to do with your complexity of sentences. Also in terms of your accuracy, like how many correct sentences did you really write? How many errors did you make? This ugly looking thing is the band descriptor for speaking. It has to do with fluency, coherence, and lexical resource, grammatical range and accuracy, and your pronunciation. Again, I don't have time to get into the bullet points, but I will send it to you if you're interested, and you can have a look. If you don't understand, you can join my course and we will get into it, inshallah. But roughly speaking, have a look at this. Each band descriptor here is 25% of your BAM score. So this gives you 100%. You get fluency. So not only you have to be fluent, and you have to be logically connected in your speech. You shouldn't be using a lot of fillers, and maybe making a lot of, there shouldn't be a lot of reluctance, like saying ums and ahs and a lot of thinking time. Thinking time is okay as long as it's thinking time. It's not really when you're really looking for words and you think really about what to say in terms of vocabulary. When you're short of vocabulary, the examiners are really smart and they're trained enough to really differentiate between the waiting time in terms of the candidate thinking about an idea or a candidate really thinking about a word or at loss of words. So lexical resource is your words, your vocabulary, grammatical range and accuracy. Again, we talked about it already. And pronunciation, we know what pronunciation is. You need to be very careful about your pronunciation, but accent isn't something that you should worry about. Just be natural, be yourself. So far what we have learned is the structure of the test. We've looked at the different modules. We've looked at the assessment criteria. And now I'm going to get into the computer delivered test and the paper-based test. Now, if you look at this is the computer delivered tests page on screen. And if you notice here, it does give you these instructions, and then it has a little button at the bottom of the page, and it says Start Test. Once you do that, it will get you into the test environment, and you will see questions like these, and you will see a timer running on top. So the good thing about computer delivered test is that you don't have to transfer the answers on the answer sheet, so that's pretty good. However, if people, who gets really anxious while doing things on the screen, I wouldn't recommend them going for computer delivered test. If you're really into computers and you spend a lot of time in front of the screen and you're used to doing these kind of tests on screen, then go for the computer delivered test. It actually has an edge because, again, isn't that good that you don't have to transfer the answers on the answer sheet and it's just done? Look at the paper delivered test, paper-based test. You see, this is how the questions are written. So here you have to first look at the questions, and then you have to think about the answers. Then you need to put the answer on the answer sheet. That's why you're giving 10 minutes extra. As for the reading test, this is what the environment looks like. You see the initial instructions, then you start the test. And then you go through the different types of questions like so. And you need to do a lot of clicking. If you look at the bottom of the slide here, you see numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, and you see arrow. This arrow is used to move ahead or it can move back and forth. So you can move between the pages, and you need to scroll down to get to the bottom of the passage. So again, if you're okay and if you're comfortable reading online and then choosing the answers, and because for me, for example, and a lot of people who are used to this old school reading, and we have this habit of highlighting and underlining and annotating, which is part of the strategy for preparing for the IELTS reading. And I do recommend my trainees to use pencil to take notes on the paper, and you're allowed to do that. You're not allowed to use highlighters normally, but you can definitely use a lead pencil and to take notes. And it's really important. You actually cannot achieve a good band score without taking notes. So, but on the computer delivered test, you see, you do have highlighting option. You can scroll down and up. You can go back and change your answer as well. You have all those liberties to do that, right? But you need to be comfortable with the environment. So I would recommend, if you want to go for the computer delivered test, you need to be very comfortable using computers, and you need to be actually able to take some online practice tests. There are some available on the IELTS website, and I can share the link with you. If you're interested, you can DM me and I can give you the link for the computer delivered test, because there are so many online. Not all of them are good. Most of them are really, really crappy. You need to get to the correct one, the official one. This is what the reading test looks like. This is from the academic reading book. You get to see the long passage, and then you see the questions after that. And obviously, what happens is you end up doing writing the answers here on the question sheet, and then you transfer the answers to the answer sheet within those 60 minutes that are given to you. So that's that. I hope it makes sense. And let me actually quickly take you through the actual test. This is the official website where you get to see the test. I hope you can see that. This is for the practice test for the IELTS on computer delivered test. You see the different types of tests over here. You can click on these and it will take you to the different question types and the test, right? And the different question types, you see, there are around about 10 to 11 different question types for the academic reading and general training reading test. All of them are here, but they're here as practice test sample questions only. You see, you can click on one of them and it'll open up a new window, and then you'll be able to practice. All right, let me go back to the slides. So now about the courses that I will be offering if you're interested. All right, Nooralain, I can send you that, inshallah. You can DM me on Instagram, please, and I will send that to you. Or in a follow-up email, I'll be sending you some follow-up email. Maybe once the recording is ready on the YouTube channel, I will be sending you all links to the recording, inshallah. So in the upcoming days, inshallah, I'm going to be launching 2 courses. One is going to be level 1 IELTS prep course, and the other one's going to be a level 2 prep course. In order to enroll in these 2 courses, you will have to have taken a assessment test. I'm working on preparing a good assessment test. Once that's ready, and it's almost ready actually, you will first take the assessment test, and then you will be given a place into either level 1 course or level 2. Level 2 course is basically level 2 course is going to be only for those who already have a very, very good proficiency of English. If you haven't followed me on Instagram, please do so, because there are a lot of announcements that I make there. Has everybody who's joined right now, followed me on Instagram. If you haven't, please mention no in the chat box so I would know, because it's important. There's a lot of free stuff on that page, and I do conduct a lot of polls, and I upload quizzes sometimes. Osama, maybe you should do that. I have posted the link to that. Please do so, because there's a lot of good stuff that I do there. People who don't use Instagram, I think it's okay. There's no harm. You can do it for educational purposes. Just create an account and follow some good accounts, educational accounts. All right. And now, as for the courses, I was talking about the courses. What you need to understand is there are limited seats, because I teach myself and I don't take a lot of people in. There are limited seats, and most of the people who have signed up for this masterclass, I could see their answers, their responses in the registration form. Most of you who registered had lower level of English proficiency. Even those who thought that they have a good proficiency level, I doubt it. So first you will be taking an assessment test, and then you will be given either level 1 or level 2, and then you can start preparing, inshallah. People who have to take the test in a couple of months, you need to be very careful about your general English, because you see, IELTS only tests your English proficiency. It doesn't help you improve your language if you don't improve it yourself. It's only a test. So you need to make sure you read a lot, you listen to a lot of English, and you basically, immerse yourself in English. Listen to a lot of English, read a lot of English, try to talk to people who speak English, right? And that doesn't mean that you have to watch bad and low quality content online. I'm not suggesting that you start watching silly stuff online. There's a lot of good content. There's a lot of moral content, motivational stuff that you can watch in English, and you can read a lot of books, actually. Like I said, National Geographic, Harvard Business Review, good reading resources are important to follow. And I will be posting more detail about the assessment test and about the 2 courses, inshallah. And the registration will be open really soon. But now, before we end up, these were some of the courses that I've successfully run in the past. This was a course that was a crash course. It was only 4 weeks long. It was 3 days a week, covered all 4 modules, 1.5 hours a day. And this was run back in November to December. I have revamped it, I've improved it, and inshallah I will be launching it very soon. If you're interested, you would be given a chance to enroll after taking the assessment test. IELTS could be really the key to unlock your dream job or life or school, and you know that, right? And coming back to the mountain I talked about, right? If you are on your phone, or if you have a different phone screen available, can you tell me who was Eric Weinmeier that I talked about in the beginning? Who's Eric Weinmeier? What did Google tell you about him? Can somebody put it in the chat box? Who was he? And why did I even mention him? We're talking about IELTS. Where did this Eric Weinmeier come from? Why are we talking about him? Yes, anyone? Okay, I will leave it as a little bit of a homework for you, I guess, right? Somebody wrote something. Eric Weinmeier is a motivational speaker. Is that all? There are so many motivational speakers. Why Eric Weinmeier? He would be mountain climber. He is a mountain climber, but he's a very, very, very special mountain climber. Can you tell me why is he special? Why is he special? There's so many mountain climbers, right? Mountaineers, actually. Why would I talk about him? Eric Weinmeier is actually a completely blind, hard of vision. Absolutely, Qasim. Thank you so much. He's blind. He's completely blind. He cannot see at all. And he is an absolutely amazing mountaineer. And I would encourage you, I didn't have enough time today. Normally, I play his video. I normally play his video, but today I didn't have enough time to play the video. I would recommend you go to YouTube, put Eric Weinmeier, mountaineer or mountain climber, and just watch. Watch that video. It's going to blow your mind. Before you leave, there is something very, very important that you need to do. I'm posting a link in the chat box. Please do that. Okay. All right, for some reason, this link is not working. Okay. All right, I'm going to be posting a very important link. Just give me a second. I will pull that up for you. And I'm putting it in the chat box. Yeah, there you go. I want every single one of you to click on this link right now. Every one of you has to click on this link and do what it tells you to do. Zainab, I will be sharing my business WhatsApp number in a couple of days, inshallah. I'm going to get a business WhatsApp and you will get the WhatsApp number, inshallah, very, very soon. Maybe in like a couple of days, inshallah. And I will be launching the courses too, so you will have a chance to prepare for IELTS with me if you would like. Is everybody on the link that I sent you? Please click on that link and go to that link. Okay, now I would also want everyone to kindly, if possible, turn on your, thank you, Osama, turn on your video cameras, if that's okay with you. I know people at home are like, it's the weekend and people probably wouldn't want to turn it on, but I would appreciate it if you turn on your cameras. I would want to have a final group photo of the masterclass. You know, people normally in real master classes do that, isn't it? So I would appreciate it if you turn on your video cameras. Safdar is there. How are you doing, Safdar? No light, I understand. You don't understand the horror that I went through. I was like, what if there's power cut off during the masterclass time? And I was making a lot of dua. So, alhamdulillah. Not allowed. No problem. No problem for the ladies. The gents can turn on their cameras. All right, Kashif turned it on. Okay, so what I will do is I will take a screenshot of the attendees so that I know the people who have attended up until the end, so you get the free resources, inshallah. And also, all right, and there we go. So everybody is from Pakistan, right? I had some people who signed up from Saudi, some from even India. I had 73 signups. I think some of the people have power cutoff issues, and some people, I think, could not join the live session. They were asking me for the recording. Okay, let me go. And did you all do the polling? Let me get the answers. I did get 9 answers. Come on, guys, everybody do it. So there has to be 2 different questions, right? Okay, I think this is it. We're almost at the end now. If you have any questions, you can ask. We've got like around about 5 minutes left. You can write it in the chat box, or you can unmute yourself. You can ask me to unmute you. The second question isn't loading. God knows why. I don't know why the second one wouldn't load. But if you have any questions, you can ask now. The second one isn't loading. All right, no worries, no worries. I think I'm gonna put it up on Instagram then. I would put it up on Instagram if it's not loading there. Is there limited chances to appear in IELTS test? What does that mean? Is there limited chances to appear? No, honey, you can appear as many times as you want, because it's an expensive test and all they want is your money, to be honest. So no, you can appear in the IELTS test as many times as you want. People even sometimes appear to improve their band score. So that's pretty much, there's no limit on that. You can appear in the test as many times as you want. There's no pass and fail. There's only a band score required for different purposes: for immigration, for scholarship, for admission, for labor visa requirement, for spousal visa requirement. So the band score is something that really determines your failure or your passing. Where am I located? I'm located in Lahore. I used to teach at Punjab University, Government Engineering Academy, University of Lahore. But currently I'm just working on my own freelance business. Any questions related to the test before we sign out? All right, how many of you would be interested in taking up a course? Inshallah, I will keep it very affordable. Inshallah, it's not going to be a ripoff, but inshallah, it's going to be worth it. But the thing is, you need to first take the assessment test, and that will determine if you're really ready. And I can see already a lot of people are going to be in level 1, because the general English proficiency is actually pretty low. Mona, yes, it's a piece of cake, alhamdulillah, if your general English is already good. All you need to do is to prepare for the test is you need to just learn some strategies, some tips. Time management is extremely important. If you learn all of that, then it's a piece of cake. It's walk in the park, inshallah. Alrighty, everybody, thank you so much for joining in. I really, truly appreciate it. Even people who didn't have power and they had power cut off, they did join me using data, and I totally appreciate that. And it's a weekend, so I wish you all the very best. People who are going to be appearing in the IELTS test soon, I wish you all the best, and do join me and follow me on Instagram. Come on, people, let's make it to 1,000 already, right? And yeah, spread the word. Tell your family and friends, and if they're looking for scholarship or trying to get into a university abroad, or they're trying to looking into immigration or something like that, then IELTS is something that they need, whether we like it or not. So inshallah, if they can do that, then it's going to be really, really helpful for them. Thank you so much for joining in, and I will inshallah see you maybe in another free masterclass, or definitely coming up course, inshallah ta'ala. Thank you so much. I've taken your the screenshot. By the way, did you have the same name that you used for your sign up? Because if you had a different name, then it's going to be an issue for me to send you the recording or the resources. Okay. All right. Perfect. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. It was lovely, lovely having you all on this weekend night. Perfect. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you. All right. I'll see you, inshallah, maybe another live on Instagram or on one of my courses, inshallah. See you around. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Take care.